of the Houthi soldiers went out, saw somebody he didn't know. Hey, who are you? He looks at him and runs away. He shoots him. Person dies. He goes, checks the body, person's dead. He goes back to report it to the general or whoever, and I killed the person, I don't know who he is. They go back, the body is not there.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new video of creepy and strange TikToks that I'll be finding all over the internet. Without further ado, let's get to the video. Hope you enjoy.
Disturbing brain facts you didn't know about. The brain will protect itself even if it means misery to you or death. Inhaling smoke in the middle of a burning house. Brain will make you stop breathing and pass out. Stuck in the middle of a cold place. You will fall asleep to conserve energy and never wake up again. Had your leg torn off by a bear. Here's adrenaline. So you can save your brain even if there's a huge risk of infection or further injury. You and your brain work together most of the time, but when push comes to shove, you are sacrificed.
Normal-looking photos with a disturbing backstory. This photo might just look like a girl scribbling on a blackboard, but it was actually taken in a school for emotionally disturbed children in Poland. This girl's name is Tereska and she grew up in a concentration camp. But what's even more disturbing about this photo is that the assignment was to draw what home looks like. And while all the other students drew pictures of houses, this is what Tereska drew. Now this might look like any other high school photo until you look closer. You'll see these boys in the very back suggestively pointing at the camera. Their names are Eric and Dylan, and just a few weeks after this photo was taken, they unalived 12 students and 1 teacher in the Columbine shooting.
Psychology hacks you need to know. If you ask someone to do a small favor, their subconscious mind will register that they like you because they're doing a favor for you. Showing the palms of your hands while talking to someone subconsciously communicates that you have nothing to hide and you can be trusted. Whenever you are introducing a new idea to someone, if you lead with the words, "This might not be for you, but," it naturally engages the person's interest and makes it feel like it probably is for them. If you need to remember to do something tomorrow, just put something in your room out of place. The next day you'll see this item out of place and it will remind you of what you associated it with. If you are procrastinating right now, stop telling yourself that you have loads of work to do. Instead, just tell yourself you only have to work for 5 minutes. You'll most likely continue to work even after 5 minutes. People who are lying normally blink more than usual, hide the palms of their hands, mess with their hair or appearance, and use either abnormally long or short sentences. Follow for more.
Well, thank you there, Mr. Random Guy. I don't want to see you ever again.
Worst ways people have been unalived, Part 5, the woman who was embalmed alive. This is 28-year-old Ekaterina Fudieva from Russia. She had recently been diagnosed with ovarian cysts and wanted to have them removed, so on March 15th of 2018, she went in for surgery. The very routine operation went just as planned. This is when the fatal mistake comes in. Instead of her being administered a saline drop, she was given formaldehyde. If you don't know, formaldehyde is something morticians typically use to preserve and keep a body as fresh as they can. The staff tried flushing her body with water, but to no avail. The chemicals started to attack her body. For over 12 hours, her organs started to fail and shut down. She remained unconscious for 3 weeks, all while being hooked up to machines to try and keep her organs from failing, but she soon passed.
Hospital.
These are human body parts that may disappear in the future. First up is body hair. Originally, it protected ancient humans from harsh weather conditions. However, over time, with modern clothes and changes in environmental conditions, human body hair has significantly decreased and continues to do so. Many scientists believe it might eventually completely disappear. Next are wisdom teeth. They used to serve an evolutionary purpose for ancient humans who had much rougher diets and needed more chewing power. But our diets have softened and our jaws have become increasingly smaller. As a result, they have no space to properly grow in, and many people need to have them surgically removed. Many babies are now being born without wisdom teeth, and scientists believe this will eventually be the standard. Finally, we have male nipples. Everyone starts as female in the womb, and before the Y chromosome kicks in for males, nipples have already formed. When the baby becomes male, the prolactin levels decrease, making the male nipples non-functional. So while
stop
it's
showing me
debated,
naked
some
dudes.
scientists think they'll disappear.
Creepy fact you probably don't know, but you're about to. Part 2. At one time, doctors thought that babies didn't feel pain. It took up until 1987 for the American Academy of Pediatrics to declare that it was unethical to operate on babies without anesthesia. So that means for years, babies were forced to just sit there and suffer through surgery without any form of pain control or anesthetics. So yeah, that's kind of scary.
Here's some random facts that will mess with the way you see the world. Astronaut means star sailor. Astro meaning star and not meaning sailor. That is such a cool name. High heels were originally made for butchers so they wouldn't get blood on the bottom of their shoes. The first ever webcam was created to check on a coffee pot just to make sure it didn't catch on fire. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. You need at least 2 or more. I think it's because they get depressed if they're alone. I'm not even joking. Australia is wider than the moon. How does that work? The Eiffel Tower is taller in the summer. This is because metal expands when it gets hot, right? A jiffy is an actual unit of time. It's 1/1000th of a second. In Japan, there's over 200 flavors of Kit Kats. I didn't know that there were 200 flavors, period. Queen Elizabeth was a trained mechanic in the military. That's a baller move, though. Become a mechanic and then a queen. Do you know the only letter that doesn't appear in a U.S. state name? I'll give you 3.
My guy right here is definitely slow mentally because the queen was the queen all along. She was born a queen. It's not like she transitioned from being a mechanic to then becoming a queen. She was a queen from birth. Anyways, let me shut up.
3 seconds. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The letter Q.
Weird ass facts that I know for some reason. If you're allergic to eating shrimp, then you also can't eat cicadas. Male hedgehogs, pleasure themselves the same way that us guys do. So be careful when you pick one up, because that white stuff on their feet is not mayonnaise. Saddam Hussein actually wrote a romantic novel. Platypuses don't have nipples, so they literally just sweat
What's with
milk.
the nipples?
Ducks will have sex with literally anything. Literally anything. Literally anything. On average, cannibals find palms to be the tastiest. Crocodiles gallop just like a horse does. The thought of this is really scary though, not gonna lie.
There is something sinister that's occurred in the heart of Caddo Lake. An 8-year-old girl has completely vanished in or near the lake, which of course has left her family and loved ones completely devastated. The place is nestled within a remote and desolate swamp. Caddo Lake is shrouded in mystery. It's dark trees, murky waters, and there are countless hidden spots that would make it perfect for somebody to disappear. As the search for Anna continues, there has been a startling discovery. There are secrets buried deep within this eerie lake, far more than I think anybody could have imagined. Now, this chilling premise is the basis for the latest suspense and mystery film, produced by M. Night Shyamalan, premiering on Max Thursday, October 10th. Don't miss the stars Dylan O'Brien and Eliza Scanlon as they unravel the terrifying secrets hidden beneath the surface, only on Max.
Whatever.
Truths about fears. You are not afraid of the dark. You are afraid of what may be there.
The darkest conspiracies in the world. The Mandela effect, a theory that suggests that our current reality has somehow been shifted into an alternate universe. Such evidence includes things like the Berenstain Bears being Berenstain Bears, fruit of the loom, with and without the cornucopia. Even the memory of Mandela dying in prison back in the
My apologies for pausing, but I don't care what anyone's I don't care what anyone on the internet or in real life says regarding the. Let me show you real quick.
reality has somehow been shifted, being Berenstain Bears, fruit of the loom.
When it comes to the brand that is known as Fruit of the Loom, I still have shirts from when I was a little child with them fruits on the label. So none of y'all tell me that these fruits never existed, because I'll block you on every platform to exist. These fruits were always on there, and every single one of us know this. And those who say otherwise should go to jail for eternity. No, I'm just playing, but I hope y'all agree with me, because anyways.
Bloom, with and without the cornucopia. Even the memory of Mandela dying in prison back in the 1980s versus 2013, supposedly created by the CIA as a psyops. Are we really in an alternate reality? Hit the plus sign if you think so.
Here are some of the most random animals people have been killed by. In July 2013, a Brazilian man was asleep in bed when a cow fell through his roof right on top of him. The 3,000-pound animal had been grazing when it stepped on a thinly corrugated roof and fell and suplexed a man whose only crime was sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. The man seemed okay and went to the hospital, but then died of internal bleeding before even seeing a doctor. In the water, it isn't the sharks you have to worry about. It's the needlefish, because they'll yeet them.
I'm sorry, but I'm like, how can I not say anything about, like, I need to say something. Did he say the man got suplexed by a cow? Like, did the cow just drop from the heavens above and just suplex the motherfucker in his sleep? I mean, this is literally the worst way for you to die. R.I.P. I'm not gonna make fun of that individual, but it could never be me. Like, this is literally the equivalent of me being, I don't know, me colliding with a bird and just having the bird knock me out and kill me. Weird. You know what I mean?
Themselves out of the water at 37 miles per hour, and getting vibe checked by a fish fast enough to get a speeding ticket is one creative way to get put in a
fish.
One Indonesian woman tragically got pierced right above the eye, and even though she was rushed to the hospital, she flatlined a few hours later. One needlefish managed to stab a 10-year-old boy through the eye and into his brain, killing him almost instantly. Peacocks are low-key ops. A man in Thailand was minding his own business when out of nowhere his pet peacock mauled him, slashing at him with his claws. This velociraptor in drag managed to put this man in a coma. By the time he reached the hospital, they discovered there was a small blood clot in his brain.
Kill it!
And he never woke up, so next time you see a peacock roaming a zoo unsupervised, just remember what they're capable of.
This horror game changes the appearance of the monsters based on your personality, and it's a Silent Hill game. In Silent Hill Shattered Memories, there is only one monster. It's called Raw Shock, and it can actually change its appearance based on what you do in the game. The game actually pays attention to what your character does and looks at while exploring in the overworld. Yes, you heard that right, what you look at in the game. One example is if you spend a lot of time looking at things like beer bottles, the monster will actually appear to look diseased. Levels are broken up by psychiatric evaluations that also change certain aspects of the game. These can lock you into certain playstyles that affect both the ending and the way the monsters look. It's one of the most underrated horror games I have ever played, and maybe one day we'll do a video talking about.
Whatever, you random TikTok guy. I appreciate the information, but thanks for letting me know, because I don't need that information, to be honest, because I will never be touching this game in my life. So you can stop telling me. That boy telling me like fuck about the creatures morph based on what I look at. How about I stare at a wall for the whole fucking playthrough? The creature's gonna come out like a... You mean to tell me I'm gonna be ambushed by walls? Like, man, you ain't never gonna see me getting attacked by no creature that is shapeshifting into walls. Like what kind of wall is it? A brick wall? Fuck walls. I ain't playing this game.
The ending.
3 movies that are even more disturbing than Human Centipede. Just when you thought you've seen it all, I'm here to bring you the worst of the worst. We're gonna go from the least to the most disturbing. So in 3rd place, we have The Sadness. This is a Taiwanese horror movie about a virus that makes people act out their darkest thoughts. So imagine the most twisted things you could ever think of, then imagine if you couldn't control yourself and needed to act on them. This movie gets very dark very quickly. In 2nd place, we have Serbian Film.
No
yes,
thanks.
that means there's one more movie that I think is even more disturbing than Serbian Film, but just wait for it. Serbian Film is about a kind of actor who gets tricked into performing very intense things. Just to give you an idea of how disturbing this movie gets, it's in over 40 countries. And in 1st place, this is the most disturbing movie I've ever watched in my life. Trauma is a 2017 Chilean horror movie. The first 5 minutes of this movie is more disturbing than all 3 of the Human Centipede movies combined. And basically, it's about the son of and it shows how his father prepares him for that job. Then there's a time jump and we see a group of women on vacation and they run into him. If you like disturbing movies, then follow for more.
These are the...
You know what I like about this compilation right here is it's filled with facts and information that I've never heard about in the past. And thanks to the information that they're giving me, basically, I now know to never watch these movies in my life. So thank you for saving me the trauma. I appreciate it. Like the lady's talking about, if you enjoy watching these types of movies, no thank you. I'm never touching these movies. I'm sensitive.
The scariest planets ever found, part 3. Up first is 51 Pegasi b. This planet is mainly made up of hydrogen and helium, and the temperature on this planet is over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This planet is so hot that the iron on this planet gets vaporized and then forms iron vapor clouds. These clouds will then produce molten iron rain, which just sounds completely brutal. Next up is Korat Exo 3b. The degree of pressure put on a human being walking on this planet would be completely insane. A human on this planet would weigh almost 50 times heavier than they would on Earth. That means that a 180-pound man on this planet would weigh more than 9,000 pounds. The amount of stress would crush a human being's skeletal system instantly.
The world's most dangerous conspiracy theories. This picture represents conspiracy theories from the most well-known to the darkest. Some of these theories say once you learn the truth, there's no return. For this series, we're going to be picking some from each category until we reach tier 10, the point of no return. Tier 10 is so scary that people are saying I'm literally going to die before I even reach tier 10. So make sure to follow to see the journey. Okay, so tier 3. This is the point of no return. Today, we're going to be talking about the Denver Airport. The Denver International Airport is located in Denver, Colorado. Before we get to the conspiracies, let's go over the facts. During the process of building this airport, they apparently went over budget by $2 billion, and supposedly even more than that. They were also 16 months behind schedule. So now we're going to talk about some of the theories on why they went over a budget of $2 billion and why it took so long to build this airport. One of the most popular theories is that it's an underground facility for the global elite. There's a lot of facts to back this one up, but a construction worker claimed that the reason the delay was so long is because they were moving 5 buildings downstairs. And by downstairs, I mean in this underground tunnel. The second theory is the Mustang statue. This statue is a blue horse on its heels right in the center of the airport. Later, it was given the nickname Blucifer. The reason they call it Blucifer is because of the fourth horseman in the apocalypse in the book of Revelations. And the fourth horseman represents death. A lot of people have taken videos of this horse and you can literally see red eyes even though there's no LED lights inside of them. The crazy thing is the sculptor who built the statue actually was killed by it. The statue fell down, crushing him and splitting one of his arteries, killing him instantly. So maybe the reason for the delay was to hide something sinister. The final theory that most people believe is this is a foundation for the Freemasons. The Freemasons have some of the most powerful people in the world, which leads people to speculate that this is a headquarters for the Illuminati. There is even a statue that says March 19th, 1994, and those numbers equal the number 33, which is the highest level of Freemasonry. And under the date, the commission name is New World, hinting to the New World Order. The New World Order is thought to be a small group of people controlling the entire world under one.
My guy, get to the point.
Government, creating total power and total wealth. So do you think this airport accidentally spent over $2 billion, or were they hiding a much darker secret? Make sure to like and follow because we have a lot more to learn. Also, my YouTube channel is Austin Vro. Tomorrow I'm going to be posting a full version of tier 4, so that way you guys can watch the entire thing.
Time travel tips part 3. Travel back to Southampton in 1912 and make sure you bring a cloth and a bottle of chloroform. Take 1 month of Morse code classes, purchase a ticket to cross the Atlantic on the RMS Titanic. At 8:30 p.m. on April 14th, walk into the radio room and sneak up behind the operator. Quickly cover his face with the chloroform cloth, knocking him out. Carefully hide his body and then send out a distress signal. At 11:40, you'll hear a horrible screeching noise. As the ship begins to fill with water at midnight, the RMS Carpathia will arrive, saving everyone on board before Titanic goes under.
Literally no idea what that guy was talking about, and I really don't care. Weird. What is this
Dark
supposed
web
to be?
videos you were never supposed to see, part 1. The first video we're watching is going to be the Glesgord video. The full video was actually only 2 minutes long, but YouTube removed it after only 153 people watched it. The 153 people who viewed this video apparently gouged their eyes out and sent it to the YouTube headquarters. The video itself was only viewed by one YouTube staff member who apparently passed out during the first 45 seconds of the video. The person who uploaded the video was never found, and there was never an IP address to find him. The crazy part about this video is that 50% of people see that he smiles and the other 50% say he keeps a straight face. So you guys are going to decide.
By the way, I didn't even look at the mother. All I seen was some eyes beaming, and I said no thank you. I was looking at myself on the monitor. Hope y'all did the same thing. If you looked at him, good luck.
What if 9/11 didn't happen, part 2? Airport security is non-existent. You simply show up and walk to the gate. The US government has invested in a universal healthcare system instead of the Iraq War. Pete Davidson works with his dad as a firefighter in New York City.
These are some unsettling facts that you likely never knew about. Part 4. Most laughing tracks that you hear in movies and TV shows were recorded back in the 50s. So, you're essentially listening to dead people laughing. If the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs had hit 30 seconds later, dinosaurs would still be alive, which likely means that we wouldn't. Studies show that you're 7 times more likely to die by killing yourself rather than somebody killing you. Like and follow for part 5.
On October 30th, 2022, police received a phone call from a woman claiming that her ex-boyfriend was in her family's home and he shouldn't be there due to the fact that she had filed a restraining order against him a week prior. While on the phone with police, dispatchers then heard shots ring out and 4 people were killed by Joseph Castorina. Thankfully, his ex-girlfriend and her 2 children survived, but unfortunately 3 of her family members, as well as 1 man who rented an RV on their property, passed away. Despite fleeing the country, he was found in December 2022, and as of recently, the now 22-year-old was charged with 4 life in prison sentences. What are your thoughts?
So about 1 week ago, 3 little girls were murdered in a dance class by a teenager, and 10 others were injured. Of course, that teenager was arrested, but official sources never identified who this guy is exactly. There were several protests.
Why is my man's lying? That was literally the thing that happened in England. Wasn't it the Taylor Swift thing? Where little girls were dancing to Taylor Swift songs? That boy in jail, so why are you telling us that he wasn't identified? Liar. You want me to tell my mommy? Don't lie to us. Nah, but for real though, this is old news. But this video is recent, so don't blame me. I'm just watching it. Anyways.
And riots in the UK across several cities in the country, and there was a mosque that was destroyed and burned down as a form of revenge because of what happened in Southport. About 1 day later, after this incident, the government, the media, and the police have officially identified who the killer is. He's a teenager named Axel Rudakubana from Rwanda. That is a Christian, not a Muslim, a Christian. Are you gonna burn down a church now that you know he's a Christian? Is that the natural response we as people should have? Official sources confirmed who's the person behind this misinformation. And let me tell you, this is how dangerous misinformation can be. It can lead you to do the wrong things. The person behind this misinformation is Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson is an anti-Islam activist. Most of the biggest platform he has is on X, Twitter. That was where he tweeted that this guy, the murderer, was a Muslim. And, you know, because of his contribution to the misinformation, these riots happened. And innocent people were injured. And a mosque was burned down. I'm not sure if it was one or more than one. To be honest, I don't even know the guy. I just heard of him today. And from an official news site that said Tommy Robinson was the main contributor to the misinformation that led to these riots. People are so gullible in the UK. Really. I mean this with no offense, but you guys are. And it's really bad.
These little weird videos with no audio piss me off because they don't make sense. Like, what's the context?
He unalived his parents so he could throw a house party. This is 17-year-old Tyler Hadley, and he was living in St. Port Lucie in Florida. On July 16th of 2011, around 1:15 p.m., Tyler posted a Facebook status saying, "Party at my crib tonight, ... maybe." But there was only one problem with that, and that was that Tyler's parents were home and they had just recently grounded him for drinking and drug use, so they definitely were not going to let him have a party. Some of Tyler's friends knew that he was grounded, so they asked him how this was going.
Hold on, let me guess. Excuse me for pausing, but let me guess. Little Timmy here decapitated his parents, right? For him to be able to throw a party with his friends, with his school buddies. You may be like, why are you saying decapitation? And no, I haven't watched this before. This is my first time watching it. But the reason I say decapitation, it's because it's always decapitations in these videos. It's always chopped up body parts and stuff. So I'm kind of used to it now. But I guess we'll see once I play the video. But I think we can all already tell that little Timmy here assassinated his whole family just for him to be able to throw a little 2-hour party with his buddies, you know? Weird.
Around 1:15 p.m., Tyler posted a Facebook status saying, "Party at my crib tonight, ... maybe." But there was only one problem with that, and that was that Tyler's parents were home and they had just recently grounded him for drinking and drug use, so they definitely were not going to let him have a party. Some of Tyler's friends knew that he was grounded, so they asked him how this was going to even happen, and he just said, "Don't know, man, I'm working on it." But by 8:15 p.m., the party was on. Tyler posted on his Facebook again saying, "Party at my house tonight, hit me up," and one of his friends asked, "What if your parents show up?" and he said, "They won't, trust me." Tyler knew that his parents wouldn't shut down the party because he had just unalived them. When he had posted that on Facebook, their bodies were barely cold and he wanted to throw a party at the crime scene. This all started when Tyler's mom took away his phone and his car as a form of punishment because of his drug and alcohol abuse, and he even told his best friend that he was so mad that he wanted to unalive his mom. Before Tyler's party was supposed to start, he took his parents' phone, and around 5 p.m. he took some illegal substances. Tyler did this because he was afraid that he was not going to be able to go through with his plan sober. Tyler found a hammer in the garage and he went towards where his mom was, and she was on the computer, and he just stared at the back of her head for about 5 minutes and then he swung. Tyler's father could hear his mother's screams, so he went to go see what was going on, and that was when Tyler beat him to death. Once he unalived them, he dragged their bodies into the bedroom. Once Tyler was done with that, he invited his friends over for the party. By midnight, more than 60 people showed up for that party, and none of them knew that Tyler's parents' lifeless bodies were just staying in the other room. Later that night, Tyler ends up telling his best friend that he had unalived his parents, but his best friend was having a hard time believing that. Tyler wanted to prove to his best friend that he was telling the truth, so he went to the room and showed him, and his best friend was just in complete shock that he took a selfie with Tyler because he figured this was the last time he was going to see him. His best friend left the party and then called Crime Stoppers to report it. On July 17th, around 4:24 a.m., Tyler's best friend Michael left an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers stating that his friend Tyler had unalived both of his parents with a hammer. Police quickly rushed to Tyler's home, and when they got there, the party was still going on, and while they were talking to Tyler, he told them that his parents were out of town and he was not going to let them inside, but they made their emergency entrance anyways. If police wouldn't have arrived when they did, Tyler was already thinking of taking his own life once the party was over. Tyler was arrested for murder, and about 3 years later, the court sentenced him to life in prison.
I remember this one story you told about this guy who has...
So no decapitation, I guess. R.I.P.
This kid, and he's saying that he sees his wife, but she's actually dead.
Ah, she's a jinn.
She's a jinn, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a jinn, so...
The story happened in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, some guy married a jinn, yeah.
That's
This story is messed up. Actually, you might have seen videos on TikTok about this because it was blowing up in Yemen and in some parts of the Arab world. You know, in Yemen there are Houthis. Well, in one of the Houthi bases, one of the Houthi soldiers went out, saw somebody he didn't know. Hey, who are you? He looks at him and runs away. He shoots him. Person dies. He goes, checks the body, person's dead. He goes back to report it to the general or whoever, and I killed the person, I don't know who he is. They go back, the body is not there.
No.
Where's the body? I don't know. No blood, no nothing. As if nothing happened.
Chills, oh my god. Okay.
He killed a jinn. He killed a jinn. A Houthi. He killed a jinn, bro. The next day, same night, a whole court system of jinns possessed this man. There was a judge, jinn world, judge, prosecutor, and the victim's father, the jinn, the father of the jinn that died, all talking using the guy's voice, and he was obviously having a lot of seizures in between, saying that, by the way, they were Muslim jinns, so they don't immediately attack. There is a system, there is a law in place, they follow the same Quran, you know. They didn't kill that soldier, but they let him off the hook with a punishment. So either they had to take somebody from his family, life, or they kill him, because that's what the father said. He said, let me kill this man, he killed my son, let me kill him. But the judge refused, and there was something he had to pay as a diya. But I don't know what it was and how it worked out, but the guy suffered a lot, man. He killed a jinn.
So
bro.
he killed the jinn. The jinn was the human being?
Yeah, he shapeshifted. Jinns can shapeshift. They're not perfect human being form, but they can shapeshift enough for you to look at them and think they're humans.
So he killed the jinn.
Killed the jinn. And you know, sometimes they say, when you see a titar, lizard, sometimes they say part of the sunnah is to kill it, right? Because it could be a jinn. And if you take the lizard's life and it was a jinn, the actual jinn dies. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes
But if I kill the titar, it's not gonna come after my family.
It can. That's why there was another story in Qatar of a guy that shot a black cat. It turned out to be a jinn.
Oh yeah, I heard that a lot before. They say if you see a black cat, be cautious. You know, it might be jinn.
That might be, yeah. Then they went and they say, hey, you tried to kill one of our people. Be careful. You do that one more time, we'll bury your head in another continent and your body in Antarctica. Like we will separate you in half, like literally.
Damn.
Man, they can't do that.
About that cat stuff, I can guarantee you, put all the religious side to things aside. All a black cat is a black cat is literally a feline pet that happens to be black. I mean, with that logic, you mean to tell me a white cat is an angel? Like, come on now. I mean, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but for me, all that black cat stuff related to bad luck and being jinns and demons is bullshit. But anyways, y'all, this video was very weird to me, and I kind of feel sleepy. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.